Hello, everyone. My name is Jake Sewell. Today I'll be talking about Chapter 3, COM 381, and that's traits, situational, functional, skills, and relational leadership. And I'll be kind of discussing what I find to be the most important, what I agree with, what I disagree with, and what do I find to be the most interesting. So, this is take two of this. um, I kind of forgot to do the whole what do I agree with and disagree with, so take two of this. Um, Now, digging in to this, uh, chapter 3, I thought it was very, very interesting. It kicks in and talking about understanding and explaining what leadership is. So, and that kind of talking about what the traits approach is, situational approach, functional approach, relational approach, and transformational approach, and defining all of those. So defining each and every one of those, which I will do for you. So the traits approach suggests that nature played a key role in determining leadership potential, born with it. Situational approach argues that the traits, skills, and behaviors necessary for effective leadership vary from situation to situation. Functional approach looks at the way leaders behave, assume leaders perform certain functions that allow a group or organization to operate effectively. Relational approach focus on links and relationships between leaders and followers. Transformational approach goes beyond basic needs to satisfy followers' higher level needs. Next chapter. So again, it goes on and explains what the traits approach is, um, and I'll kind of kick in and talk about one of the more interesting things. What I found to be kind of one of the most interesting thing is the traits approach. I thought that in general was probably one of the more interesting things of this chapter, just because it's an approach based upon your features: height, weight, appearance, intelligence, disposition, status, social skill, mobility, popularity. Nowadays, if you're looked upon, yes, you are supposed to be like, there are a lot of people that are looked upon like that, as a leader just because of those features. But I think that anyone and everyone can be a leader. So yes, that is the much interesting thing to me. But I also can go on the line as I disagree with this approach. I think this approach is some bow wow hooey, because there's so many people that can be leaders. I mean, look at me. I'm 5'9", and I consider myself a leader. That doesn't mean I'm the tallest person. I don't weigh a bunch, but and I don't think my appearance is too crazy as well. I think that this approach is kind of something that's a little bit. Now, going into something I agree with, I definitely agree with the situational approach, and argues that traits, skills, and behaviors necessary for effective leadership vary from situation to situation. So that could be football and basketball. Say if you're a basketball player and you're trying to go in and save a situation for a football player, it's just not going to be like, yeah, you might have the height advantage and all that, but you don't have the necessary skills to go in there and do that situation for them. There's just no way. Now, kind of digging more in depth into, or digging more deeper into this chapter, it talks about many other things that I kind of found were pretty cool and interesting, related to like the functional skills and relational leadership. So, but the most important thing I kind of dug out of this, I'm going to go ahead and pull out a little quote for you guys that I found was very, very interesting and very, very helpful. And so that was going and talking about the, right here. It is the three-phase model of leadership making, and that's stranger, acquaintanceship, partnership. So leaders and followers are strangers who occupy respective roles. Parties build a more productive working relationship, and then leaders and followers have mutual influence on one another. And I thought that was kind of a great way to end the chapter. It kind of sums everything up, and it's pretty cool, to be honest with you. But that's all I have, and thank you guys for listening. That's probably the most important as well. Sorry.